Guys, today is a very exciting day. I'm going to be heading down to the South Holston River where we're going to be meeting up with one of the TVA biologists to learn all about the aquatic bugs here on the river system. I'm very excited because I know I'm going to learn a lot. If you are a fly fisherman, then this is going to be a very fun video for you. So let's head down to the river and let's see what we can learn.
Okay, we're here on the South Holston and we're talking about our benthic samples that we take every 5 years here. And what we see in our most basic sample, our level 1 sample, we see planaria, we see scuds and sow bugs, we see 2 different mayflies, which guess what? Yellow sulfur, blue wing olive. You guys that fly fish know those are here. We see those. We see 3 different caddisflies, and don't ask me the name of the pattern. I don't fish caddisflies that often, but we see 3 different families of caddisflies and a black fly, which is similar to a housefly but aquatic in origin, and pleurocerid snails, just aquatic snails.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what we see in our level 1. Our level 3, here's the species list for our level 3 samples that are lab verified, and it just goes on and on and on.
Oh, yeah. So level 1, surface level, come out, look at a few things, and
yeah, we hit all the different habitats that we can find: vegetation, rocks, woody debris, riffles, substrate, and we combine it all. Okay. And we end up with a count of mayfly, stonefly, and caddisfly families, and that's called an EPT count. And this river usually runs from 5 to 8 EPT, which is poor to fair, but it's a tailwater. Yeah. What we make up for is in the numbers of those mayflies, stoneflies, and caddisflies. Even though the diversity isn't there, the densities are just outstanding. Okay. This is, I just showed these, Jim. This is called an oligochaete. It's an aquatic earthworm. You heard of the San Juan pattern? That's it.
Squirmy worm.
Squirmy worm, that's it, yeah. That's it. That's
Can I see that one?
That's absolutely it.
A little squirmy worm.
Yeah. And there's some scuds in here too. They're fast.
They're real fast.
Is that what's been kind of zooming around, a scud?
Yep.
What does a scud turn into?
Nothing. That's it.
That's it.
It's a freshwater
Yeah.
shrimp.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, they don't hatch out to anything.
Hey, that's cool.
They're here year round.
Okay.
I know, like up on the Clinch, when I first moved there, I would eat a trout every now and then because I wasn't making a whole lot of money and I knew how to fish. And every stomach was full of scuds. Year round. So
that's like a base diet for trout.
It's a very base diet for them.
Okay.
It certainly is.
Oh man, I just learned something there.
And got a lot of these pleurocerid snails.
Okay.
Oops. That one got lucky.
Yeah, those snails, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're very important too. I mean, they eat a lot of algae and clean up the river.
Would you say they're a sign of a healthy river if you see a bunch of snails?
Yeah, it could be. There are some that are a lot more tolerant, and I don't think this one is, but there's other pleurocerid snails that are pretty much, a sign of degrading.
Oh, okay.
Midge. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you probably see, look there, 538.
Okay.
You're looking at, 130 or so a square foot. I often wondered how do trout survive eating something that small.
Right. Eat a lot of them.
That's not much of a meal for me, I'm thinking,
Right.
When I started looking at this down, that's why. There's 130 of them a square foot, and there's a lot of square feet out here.
Yeah.
They can get by on that.
Okay.
Back to 1974, not a whole lot. Reservoir release improvement began about this period, and then look what happened with the numbers.
I would like to see the data from like right before they put the weird labyrinth in, and then after. Did it spike pretty hard after that?
74. The RI came in the early to mid 90s. Okay, but now this was midges again, which can do that at any time. Yeah. Look at that in 74. What was that? And look what happened.
Yeah. So 74 was pre-weir?
Yeah, way pre-weir.
Okay.
No trout either.
Right.
Because you couldn't have supported trout.
Yeah. So cold water really does.
Because before the weir, the way we operated these dams, there would be periods where all this would be dry.
Okay.
And we're to hold it back. And then all of a sudden it'd be cold and high, fluctuating back and forth. So the weirs changed all that. We looked at Didymo when it first showed up, and we thought that was going to be terrible for the insect populations. We saw a shift away from things that like hard surfaces to attach to more free living stuff. And the densities didn't change. It was just a shift in species happening.
Oh, okay.
Here's mayfly, stonefly, and caddisfly, pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Let's try one right here.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is tip a rock.
Okay, move some rocks around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see it, but you can see there's a little different color. And it's lower abdomen, a little darker and a little lighter.
And which one's that one?
The sulfur nymph.
That's a sulfur.
Sulfur.
Yeah. And that wasn't really a good spot for them, but there's a few there. Oh yeah, they can be.
Micro.
Those hydroptylids, oh my God. You think you're looking at a seed that's sprouting instead of a bug. A lot of San Juan. I want to find a Baetis. They're slender. They're very, very slender and long.
He's green.
What is that? Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a caddisfly.
Big. But I don't think I've seen caddis in their rock home, and I've seen in their pebble home, and I've seen caddis in their leaf home.
Right.
But I've never seen them in the net before. That's pretty
Net
cool.
spinners are pretty wild. Sometimes you'll see, you can
a big
attest,
one.
it'll just be dozens of them all together, just like rows, like a condominium for caddis. And I didn't bring data for this site because I didn't know that we were going here, but you'd expect it to be a little bit better for that reason. You start losing
On the
some
lower end of the Watauga, one year we would just see stonefly exoskeletons on rocks.
Below where the Doe River and
Okay.
There's a Dobson and an alder, and they look kind of similar, yeah.
most of the ones in the Doe.
A lot more diversity down here, further away from the dam. And that's typical in every tailwater scenario. And I'm actually writing the ROI report from last year right now. Would have been writing it today, but I got the break to come out here with you guys. But we talk about that in every report. A typical tailwater scenario is that diversity increases further downstream.
Okay.
Starts to act a little more like a real river, so to speak. I saw a little sculpin.
Oh, there he is. Here's the sculpin right there.
Yeah. Little ugly little thing, kind of like a tadpole. They have black bands. That's the banded sculpin. They're widespread across the valley. One of the few things that lives in our tailwaters, and they get up to about like that big.
Oh, okay.
They do have very large pectoral fins that act like rudders to help, or airlons, I guess.
They don't levitate, they stay right on.
They're a bottom. They're a benthic fish. They really are. Scuds galore.
Oh, yeah. Now, are these just a type of worm, or is this, what would you categorize? It's just an earthworm.
Same order as earthworms.
Okay.
Called a ligacheet. Aquatic version of an earthworm.
Okay.
They don't live in the dirt like the worms we're familiar with. But
Right.
if you looked at it, it's an earthworm.
Okay. Okay.
I bet you wouldn't see that at the weird dam.
No. There's another little one too. I mean,
Yeah.
The farther we get down, the warmer the water gets, the more crayfish there are. Yeah.
more than likely it's temperature for these guys.
Right.
That's a little blunt-nosed minnow.
Blunt-nosed minnow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another real tolerant minnow. Very common all across the valley.